Hi everybody, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to do a quick video on some records I picked up over the summer, actually spring. So I did as a vendor, I did a show out in Dunkirk, New York. Great show. I love the guy that runs it. He does a good job. He has food trucks, nice selection of vendors. He's got a good location for a show. So yeah, so down the aisle from me was a guy who had some train stuff for the train shows. And I figured, oh, okay, see what kind of deal. Guy was asking way too much money for it, for what I do. So we were trying to, towards the end of the show, I see if I could get down money or get down to price enough that made sense. He really wasn't budging. I think he took like $5 off or something. Like, it was pathetic. These are when these guys are at those antique mall places. So it's like, yeah, he tried to be legit, but sometimes those guys they act bigger than what they are. Of course, I do too, but I don't show it. So I try to be fair with everybody. So what we got to is I got, for the price he wanted, I got some records out of the whole deal. Because I said, I was interested in these records too. Let's try and make a deal onto the model train stuff and the records. So, and I went in there. There's sort of interesting. There's some interesting stuff. He had a lot of rock records and stuff like that. Common records, not too bad. Condition wasn't all. It was decent. I would say they're going to be mint, but they're used. They're loved. So I went through and I got a bunch of different records. So one of the records I picked up is the Chuck Mangione concert, which I actually have on compilation that was done by Sony Walkman back in the 80s that I picked up from the library once and made a recording off of it. I duped it. So this is actually the one where I think he was at Hamilton. He was at one of the colleges up in Canada. I think he was doing a residency teaching at the time, so that's why he was with the Hamilton Philharmonic, not the Rochester Philharmonic, which he normally collaborate at this time when he was still, teaching and finding out his way. So this is the one where has a good version of Lamb Make Believe with the singer and everything, and there she is right there. And this is pretty good. He has his cast of characters. I think he has his cast of characters. I'm just reading it real quick like that. The Philharmonic. Yeah, he has his cast of characters at that time, his band. So, yep. Zoom in on the playlist. Zoom in on the personnel. Zoom on the other personnel. Yep, Gap, Don Porter was there. So yeah, those are his guys. Phil Ramone did all mixing. He was recording engineer, so that's why it sounds so great. It was recorded in Massey Hall. So yeah, again, I figured at that. I think he was still teaching. So this is probably one of the best of all of his early works here. I think these are all upside down, but guy wanted $8 for that, and it's like, yeah, by the time I got down with some of these, I think I got around $5 for these things. Anyways, look at old school price tag from Jam Fields. So this is Oldies But Goodies, original sound record. So this is actually one of the original compilations from the mid 60s. I think this is done in the mid 60s, but they made them up to like the early 70s at least. But again, they're different ones, different artists and such like that. They have downgrades, leaving it up to you. This type totally should. They have normal stuff, but also say type 2. They have In the Mood by Ernie Fields. That's a good. I've listened to that one. Lover's Island, which I haven't done, by the Blue Jays, which is doo-wop. But again, this is one of the early compilations out there. Yep, and they have a Dreamy Side. If you want, certain mood, rock side. But this also is a stereo one, so this could be in the late 60s, but... And there we go. Art LeBeau. Legendary DJ put this together. And these are the different volumes with the different titles and stuff. So yeah, this would be into middle late 60s with zip codes and such like that. But again, this is really one of the first definitive oldies compilation sets you could have bought. Everything else was all promos and such like that. $10 at the time, which is good for this record. But say Type 2, it's in decent shape. I'm not going to pull it. We got this one, number 5 volume. So I got 2 of these. Again, there's your playlist. 60 Man, which is funny. But this one has Diamond Pearls by Paradons, excuse me. Bongo, 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 Preston Epps. The channel, is it either Channels or Chanels? Closer You Are, in Hearts of Stone, which I've heard that one by the Jewels. Again, this is still the original. This is one of the best at the time for compilations. And there we go. Bought mainly for Rosie and the originals, Angel Baby, because these are going to be probably halfway decent. Rockin' Around Bobby Day. Okay. Roger Whittaker, the best of record. Finding anything he hasn't re-recorded umpteenth times over is near impossible. So you really have to, anything CD or MP3, it's a re-record 95% of the time. Try to find the original, because the man's the legend. Again, got in vinyl. The best songs out there: Last Farewell, A New World Morning, If You Don't Believe in If Anymore, original version, hopefully. Durham Town, Riverley, which is good. Durio Town. This is before, Last Farewell. Yeah. So this has all the big songs. Yeah, it's hard. Try not to find one where he re-records everything. It's an $8 one. He had the 2 major Sandpiper records. He has Misty Roses, of course, Girl in Front era of this. I love Sandpipers. Great song. Great group. Great group. Does it have any of the big hits on there? No, it does have it, but I think their version, and I Love Her, is actually pretty good. And I think this is the last one. Sandpiper's Wonder of You. Of course, this is pure me, just, oohing it up, of course. Girl in the Cover era. Flip around. Here's Your Listing. The Wonders of You, which was their big one. Windmills Are Mine. Their version of Kumbaya. See, I didn't get the rest of them. Like Softly or, the other ones. So eventually I'll probably get them all. Especially with Nick DeCarlo's arrangement, which is, he became our staff arranger at AMRN Records. Still, Sandpiper, one of the best pickups Herb ever did, I think, along with the Carpenters. So, as in money-wise, popular music-wise. So that's the last of the record. So I've been meaning to do that for a while. Still like the era of the girl on the cover. It's always funny. It's always either the artist or the girl on the cover. Anyways, we'll be playing these shortly, but I want to put these back. So if you like videos like this where I, just look at records that I picked up for the collection, especially stuff like the Sandpipers, which is, definitely that I like a lot. You could like and subscribe to the channel. There's going to be more. I got unboxing of records I picked up for the Beautiful Music Station. This was actually for the Beautiful Music Station because I actually want to put vinyl on the Beautiful Music Station. So there's a little bit of authenticity to it. So again, thank you for watching.